has the same agenda as you.
Or the same intentions.
They speak the language, wear the clothing, and basically they eat the food. Just because you're a raw foodist or you eat fruit, vegetables, seeds, and nuts doesn't mean that you're righteous, because you have the mentality of like you're eating steak. All of those new age, spiritual, whatever. You have to really read between the lines.
People won't do their own homework. You could change your diet. You don't need no special whatever to stop eating garbage. These things seem so simple, but the children, you could lose your children because you won't change your diet and you won't stop eating trash. Because the children, these things will be used to be like, well, look at your parents. They're eating. Now, I was eating whole living food, but any kind of contradictions, what a manipulator and a scam artist will do to look at your parents. They're not your family. We're your family.
Also, with that being said, fruits and vegetables we've been eating fruits and vegetables since the beginning of time. What people like this do is that they do their research, just like the brother Polites and everything. They do their research, and basically what they do is they study in the library, just like me. But we're just too lazy to go to the library and study. We got millions and millions of excuses, and somebody else that did the homework, we're gonna ride that wave. So what happens when you don't do your research and you ride the wave? You get got, because you were too lazy. You were too lazy to do your homework. Somebody else did the whole world. But who's going to be there for us? And I don't hate the black man. But
I had no problem with giving my resources. I didn't have a problem with that.
Black women, even if you don't have currency, you lay your body down and you give your womb for somebody. And then in the end, you find out that the person leaves you with a child and is not paying child support.
So hold on, I want to bring it back.
So what happened? Let me say, because that sets you up for a situation like this. That sets you up for a situation like this. You're doing the best you can as a single parent. I'm not saying being a single parent is the end all, the be all.
But hold on, I want to come on topic.
But this is what set
I want to come on topic and be very clear without the emotional stuff, in terms of don't give your money without a contract. Do not give these people your money. Don't. I gave donations. Don't. They don't want to give you any receipts. I had no problem giving, but I have just learned a lesson. Givers have to have boundaries, because takers have none. It was more and more. I was giving. I come from a background where you don't come somewhere and you don't give. I paid my own way. My sister paid her own way. My son worked to pay his own way. The family, we paid thousands of dollars for another family to come here that wanted to leave the United States for a better way of life. I don't have regrets for that. You know, and I'm pooling my resources rather than just putting it into the government to be taxed. So I have no regrets on that.
But at the same token, you are manipulated because you're open. What happens is that when you have insecurities, it's like a fish in water, a shark in water. They will smell it. You start to open up and feel like this person cares for you, that they hear me.
You're scared to be alone.
And you're scared to be alone. You need help raising your children, so you open up, you extend your energy.
Who's really protecting us?
You know how many?
Who really stands up to protect us?
We go from so many camps as African Americans looking for home. We go from the York camp. We go from this camp, the Somerset camp. We go to so many
camps. Camp, to this camp, to that camp.
Well, our children, I watch a 20-year-old, they have Kemetic names. But what does that really mean?
Without the living action.
If there's no living action behind your words and you're a scam artist, what does that really mean?
Let me tell you some red flags that went up to us. How he was talking to his mates and how he was talking to people became a red flag. I don't care how spiritual. I just can't get with somebody talking to me like crap.
And the abuse.
But those are things that were red flags. You ask questions, nothing is answered directly. You get rhetoric and get spun around. And he also will find people that are sick and that are dying, and you're wide open. So it doesn't take many people, because somebody that's sick and dying will give everything and anything and not do their research. When you're scared and you feel like you're dying, why do people right now that are paying for a father? It's so manipulation. We can even tell you in a few minutes what's going on here. But please share this. Anyone you know that's like interested in leaving the United States. Do your research and you're right. There's no running from responsibility.
You can't run.
You know, and it's the interesting thing is that young people, when they get into your 20s, and we did this in our 20s, you start looking at all the contradictions of your parents. And if you research, please research cults. Please go and research cults. I thought that I knew a lot. And I'm like, United States is a cult. What's the difference? But our context, he controls the context and the meanings of all the words. So you think you're saying the same thing, but you're not. You have two different meanings, and they have their own agenda. It's very, very unfortunate. But please do your research, because I never wanted to look at the documentary on Jim Jones, but those people, when they did want to leave, people showed up with guns and they couldn't leave. It was too late. And I'm sure that those people didn't know that members of their community had guns and forced them to drink that Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I don't trust when stuff don't add up, it don't add up. And I went trusting and trusting and trusting. Not because it's just me, because I had a family.
My sister, she's very concrete. I'm very emotional. And what happens when you have a sore and a wound and you're insecure, sure anybody will come in and take advantage of that because you're open. And it's not wrong to be open. It's a feminine energy. I'm very much feminine energy, and I'm a nurturer, and I want to be connected to the source. But at the same token, you have to be consciously aware that not everybody at homework, and they're going to make you pay.
They're going to manipulate it, whether it's white or black or whatever. No. So, you know, to be given certain behavior a pass because it's a woman, because he has cultural garb on, because he has locks. I have a simple litmus test. I have to look at how you treat women, how you treat children when nobody's watching, when nobody can see. You have to look at this person and their tone of voice and their treatment of other people. That was my red flag, how I see him talk to people when you don't see him. And a lot of times we were told you don't even deserve to speak to him. You got to be joking. After all the time, energy, and resource, this guy is a scam artist.
I'm not going to go on a rant.
Well, it is a rant.
But I'm going to take responsibility for my part for not doing my homework. The key thing, and here's the solution. I'm gonna come up with a solution. The solution for me, after being here for a year and a half in the company and with migration, I should have did my homework. I should have basically worked on me. I was looking outside for the answers, and I didn't move with spirit. Something was telling me, but I just didn't listen because I didn't have enough faith in me. I didn't see me as worthy. And I'm a personal trainer, and I'm doing all this, got the six-pack and everything, but there's a little person, I'm still in pain. So what happens is that all of that superficial stuff that you do at the gym or the outfits that you have a big target on you because that's insecurity. You're insecure because you need superficial stuff to define who you are. I don't need, at this point, I'm not healed, I'm going through the process, but I just want to share this with you. I was a perfect person to be scammed because
And don't think it can't happen to you. Don't think it can't happen, that you're too smart, or you're too intelligent, you're too spiritual.
I'm 51 and I got scammed. And the bottom line is that I was too lazy to do the homework, and I didn't believe in me. I was moving, I was faking whatever. I was faking, fronting, and pretending.
Every single thing that this con told us, we had to, in the end, look at the person was doing the very thing that he was telling us to watch out for with the pale mental mindset. It was, you know, coming from an ego-driven self. This guy's narcissistic beyond belief. Please do your research on cults. Don't give anybody, especially folks, don't give anybody your money. Don't do it. Come pay in your own way and get off my solo folk. Get off the Soul Train line. We're dancing and partying on the Soul Train line with a bucket of chicken in our hand and not paying attention and partying while all kind of stuff is going down. And then we panic when it's late.
But the thing about
Clean your own life up. You don't need to go to any institution to do that.
This would not happen if we just take responsibility.
The
key thing is we can go on a rant and I can tell you what he did. Yeah, you know, it happened and we got scammed. I'm not belittling it. But I also have to take responsibility in what part did I play in to be scammed. I was open. I was fresh vegetables to be taken advantage of. I'm going to own it. I'm going to own it. But at the same token, I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do, but I'm going to tell you my experience. If you don't own it and take responsibility, it doesn't have to be the Kwatamani. It could be anywhere. And even in the States, you are going to be taken for a ride. And that's just the bottom line.
If you're not responsible, there's nobody coming to save you.
And
nobody's coming to do your own work.
My healing right now is that I'm coming clean because I didn't want to communicate this. I kept showing my arts and showing how beautiful Belize is. And Belize is beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love it here and I would live here. I'm planning on it. But at the same token, don't be deceived because you want something so bad that you don't see what's really going on. Don't act like you didn't see what's going on, and your spirit, follow your gut. Because in my gut, on this journey, a lot was going on in my gut, my stomach. A lot of stuff that was happening, I didn't want to acknowledge it. I did not want to acknowledge it. I wanted it so bad that I did not want to acknowledge that it was happening. I wanted to stay asleep. I wanted to stay in the matrix. My thing is that if you are a person that lives in fantasy world and don't want to be responsible, then I'm not telling you what to do, then you're right where you need to be. But for those of you who are looking for something and looking for a solution to get out. Please do not be deceived by pretty pictures
and rhetoric and language. Because you can't answer questions.
Do not be deceived by the pretty outfits, by the language,
by the shells in the hair.
Don't be deceived by a family portrait because you see the portrait, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Even on Facebook, I have to be honest with you.
That's how a lot of people
paint a lot of pictures of images, photographs. We get caught up in picture because we think in colors
And edited
pictures.
videos.
So what happens is that you don't know what somebody's going through until you get to meet them and move with them. We was here for a year and a half. We would not have known it if we wasn't here for a year and a half. A year and a half.
And the young people tell you sometimes you don't listen to them because they're
and
young.
also deny it. Just
Being in denial.
being in denial and not valuing your spirit.
And for the record, we went to leave several times, and every time we went to leave, it was like, oh, we invested so much life energy and you stay, as they continue to bleed us dry.
My thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, the Jedi mind trip is deep because I had several opportunities in my gut to leave, but because of low self-esteem and fear, low esteem, 51. If I go back to the States, what am I gonna do? Blase, blase. I'm a very talented sister, and on the outside, I look strong, but there's something going on. And all of us, we have soft spots, we have points, trigger points, childhood memory, abuse. Some of us went through some hell of abuse, and those things, if you don't deal with them, you are a perfect candidate for this situation.
For being manipulated.
Yes, you are. And I know there's a lot of you saying, "Oh, that would never happen to me." I was one of those people sitting in the room in my living room in Brooklyn, New York, saying that, "Oh, that wouldn't happen to me. That wouldn't happen to me." I was doing this. You know, I watch even now. I watch people like Brother Polite. I watch Nature
Well, you know,
Boy.
I'm not knocking none of that.
I'm not knocking them, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
Do your own work. I'm not knocking them. Right? I'm not knocking none of that. Because there's some truth to what they're saying.
It's true.
But the truth is available to you if you go and you seek it out and you do the work. Do your own work.
That's what I'm saying. The truth is available, but if you're too damn lazy to get your ass up and go do your research, then that's on you. That's on you. But what happens, what I'm saying about these people that paint pretty pictures, don't be fooled
by a pyramid and an
image.
You are the ankh.
Don't be fooled by an image. It's superficial. It's not real. It's a figment of your mind. It's being in the matrix. Everybody in the matrix have a profile, and with the profile comes a dress code. It comes a name. Like even with the Kemet, you have an Ankh, you have a Kemetic name. It comes with a dress code, a language, and a subculture, a culture. And that's what happens. We get so caught up in the game and the scamming that you're a perfect candidate to be scammed because you think that it's not going to happen to you. And a lot of us, even at this present moment, we're being scammed.
But we're allowing it because we're participating in a scam. Even with our different addictions, handle your addictions. Clean up. Take care of your body. Be present with your children. Be responsible. Don't be responsible. Be responsible 110% for your life.
Be honest.
Be
and
honest.
What happens is that the children see you, people see you. You think people don't see you when you're contradicting your being.
The children see you.
When you're sitting here saying, do as I say and not as I do, that's hypocrisy. That's why we have Donald Trump as our president, because a lot of us don't want to be responsible. And the bottom line is that we don't want to take our life into our own hands and be responsible. Because High Priest has nothing that I don't have.
So-called Joseph Robinson.
He has nothing. If I would have just did my homework and believed in me and moved with principle, don't lie, move with principle and something.
Don't lie to your own being.
To your own being.
Well, check it. This is what I got to say. Everybody, so-called, share this. Share this with the so-called conscious community. Let's trade off conscious community for responsibility. When I came into consciousness, when I came into responsibility, that will change the whole game up. You know why? Because with responsibility, it's a whole set of actions. It cuts the rhetoric off at the legs. So it's not so much when you're being responsible, it's not a whole lot for you to be talking about. Let's change, share this with everybody in the so-called conscious community. Let's switch up consciousness for responsibility. When I came into responsibility awareness, responsibility for my sexual behavior, responsibility for what I eat, responsibility for what I spend my money on, responsibility for what I watch, responsibility for chemicals and cancer-causing things that I put on my head and in my body. If we will be responsible, everybody, whatever the color of your skin, it will change the game. Not consciousness, because it's rhetoric. Because when I came into responsibility, because you are responsible for this particular life cycle and the ones to come, you are 110% responsible. There's no escaping it. There's not enough therapy, saviors, churches, synagogues, mosques, Hare Krishna temples, ashrams to remove you from your responsibility. When we came in, let's change for responsibility. Also, you know, not be lured by a show.
Also, on that point,
the show is starting here.
They're starting the show, so you're going to hear the drums in the back. They're actually starting their program. But we just wanted to let everybody know that I'm 51. I've never had children before, but I'm going to say there's somebody out there that this is going to reach, that's going to help them make a decision. I'm not going to make the decision, nor can I make the decision for you, because nobody made it for me. You couldn't tell me what to do when I was in my 20s. I thought I knew everything.
But the 20-year-olds also.
What I'm going to say,
some of the people that we've seen in cults, they didn't get out to 22 years later. 22 years.